Do you hear about Doja Cat's new album cover and her new music video and the Satanic Panic that has erupted from that?
You're talking about that single,
That single
Demons.
she put out, Demons.
I enjoyed it. I honestly thought that was fire. I honestly really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to the whole song. Doja makes good music. I can't, as much as I don't like her for other reasons, she definitely makes some hits. Her rapping is getting better.
Well,
but
she's
like on
leaning
that
into
one
the
song,
rap. Yeah, she's leaning into the rap. Like this song was a rap song.
But like there was some rap parts of Planet Her that sound just like this. She's just making it more of a focus. If Planet Her was 80% singing and 20% rapping, this is probably going to be like 70% rapping.
That
30%
song
singing.
particularly is all rap.
All
There's
rap.
no sing songy. There ain't no pop. It's all rap. And that's what people were saying that had heard the album. I mean, some of the leaks or whatever in the studio, they're saying that this is strictly a rap album. And that's what she's coming out and saying. Though I know what you mean, though. The other two singles were not very different than what she's released in the past. So it's kind of like, I guess the expectations are kind of like, well, she's just going to release a Doja Cat album. It's not going to be any different. I do think that she is also trying to lean into, like, people got upset at least some people got upset when I said that she's trying to be a villain or whatever. This song is the same shit that she was talking about on Attention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the demons are. And, she's very active on Twitter. She's still saying that, like, y'all are getting upset that I'm calling people out and stuff like that. You're trying to mix up my words or whatever. But she's calling people out. I don't know who she's calling out. I mean, we already knew she was dissing the fans. I don't know who she's calling out, but she's upset with somebody. She is trying to, make herself kind of like a villain in the industry. I don't understand if anybody can even say anything otherwise.
Who are the villains? Who would you say are the biggest villains in the rap industry? I think Drake is one. Honestly, think
I don't know who you're talking about for Doja Cat. Like, who are the villains in Doja Cat's eyes?
Like, she wants to be a villain. Like a lot of communities and gaming too, pro gaming, all that kind of stuff. They have villains, YouTubers, dudes who just like they want to be the assholes. Like they start shit and
they want
sometimes
the negative
they
publicity.
win. They get the clout off it too. They start shit just to troll.
I say like Kanye.
Nicki's a villain for sure. At least amongst like female rappers, she's definitely a villain.
Maybe. I think Kanye definitely is a villain. And he plays into it.
A villain. He plays into it. He's definitely a villain. He's been a villain, I think, since the whole, at least to a lot of people's eyes, since the whole Taylor Swift shit. The whole like, Beyonce had the greatest album of all time.
That turned everything just lopsided. He'll never be able to bounce back from that.
Yeah,
that's when people were like, oh, Kanye West is crazy as fuck. This guy has issues. I can't really think of any other villains in the industry. I don't think people really play into that. I think everybody wants to be loved today. Social media,
Because I think it's dangerous. I think, I know another one. What's her name? She was like boiling her cat. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Azalea Banks?
She's like one of the biggest villains. Yeah. She's like
I guess she is a villain.
Yeah.
I guess she is a villain. She's fucking crazy. Like, I actually think she's like mentally crazy.
Yes.
Like, she probably needs to go to whoever the therapist that was able to diagnose Kanye West. She probably needs to go visit that person because she has some issues, bro.
I think. Well, let me go into a little bit more. But I think moving in the last 5 years, I feel like we're seeing like a new age satanic panic. Like
that's what you were talking about.
They had a big satanic panic when it came to like Pokemon. It was like, it was from the devil.
It's always been a thing, and it's always probably gonna be a thing. People, especially on the West, are very, very Christianic, like very, very Christian. So whenever you see somebody talking about demons, or they say the same thing about like Playboy Cardi, which I do think he leans into it, like that is proven.
Lean into it, yeah.
I think like Uzi, he leans into it, even though he said that he's not a Satanist.
Nigga is a whole Satanist. I don't care what he says.
He says he's not though.
I don't care if he's trolling. He's probably up the Satanic Church membership to some reasonable metric.
They lean into it. Like,
he
might not be a Satanist, but he leans into it for sure. With Doja Cat, I think that she's probably just using it as like a little scheme. Not a scheme, but like a little like, what do you call it? Like a
trolling
little,
to get controversy.
Not like a troll. Maybe that's also true. More like a gimmick. That's the word I was looking for. More just like, hey, I'm releasing this new album. Album's called Scarlet, right? Scarlet?
I think so.
I'm releasing this new album. Because remember, like, people were talking about, like, this whole thing that she's on where she's, like, dissing the fans and calling out people in the industry and stuff. A lot of her diehard fans are saying that this is just the gimmick. She's just tapping into her personality. Like, remember when Nicki Minaj was, like, Roman? Or, like, when Lady Gaga has, like, when she's releasing albums and stuff, her rollout involves, like, her creating an entirely different, like, fantasy character. That's what people are saying Doja Cat is kind of doing right now.
So that's
And
the
it's
album
working.
concept. But I don't know. I feel like demons is just like too generic now for rap. If he gonna do a concept album about demons,
But it gets the
I
people
don't know.
talking like us. Hey,
Yeah.
we're having the conversation. It gets the people talking.
that's a good point. Because
It's very controversial.
It's too easy. I swear, if I would never do this, because I'm not a Christian. I believe in a higher power. You know, I was raised Christian. I don't consider myself Christian anymore. But I feel like if we just got on here and we just had crosses upside down in the background and we was dancing around like, yeah, we worship Satan every day before this podcast, somebody's gonna freak out. The clip, we made a clip about it. That shit would get views.
Honestly,
That
you
shit
don't
would
even
get
need all
views.
that. Remember when we talked about Sam
Yeah.
Smith? All he fucking wore, he wore like a costume that had devil horns on it and had fire. And people were like, oh my God, this is Satanism, the industry. Remember, people were saying all types of shit about that. It really doesn't even take much.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and intro.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 72 of Top Tier Podcast. My name is KL Poppy.
Are we 72? This is
believe it's
episode 72. Jesus Christ. Where do you want to begin? Where do you want to get to?
I want to start with Burna Boy. He was on an interview. He had an interview, and he said that J. Cole said that he was the African Tupac. He was a reincarnation.
He said he was the. Oh yeah. So he said he was the African Tupac.
The information was saying that J. Cole said that Burna Boy is Tupac reincarnated.
Okay.
That's very disrespectful, and that's a completely different thing.
Why is it disrespectful?
Because there will never be another Tupac. I even gotta be honest, like I kind of bought into a little bit of that XX Tentacion was like our
I know you
Tupac.
were. That's why. That's why I
definitely bought
wanted
into
to.
it.
I wanted to dig into it a little bit. People
was
were
bullshit.
really saying that though.
Yeah.
What is it so much? Like I don't understand why people. Tupac. I understand Tupac was like the greatest rapper of all time, and you know at least top 3 or whatever like that. Why can't there be another Tupac? Why can't we say Burna Boy is the next Tupac? What's wrong with that?
Well, for a lot of people, he just ain't making. He makes Afro beats and raps a little bit. He ain't talking about nothing real.
Now does he rap though?
Tupac was a rebel. I've heard a couple of songs where he raps, but it's mostly like Afro beat, kind of Caribbean Afro beat.
I want to hear the song that made J. Cole say that this nigga is the next Tupac. I need to hear the song that they were working on. The songs that I've heard from Burna Boy, he's not rapping.
He ain't rapping.
To be honest, I can't even understand what he's saying. So I don't know how we can even say he's the next Tupac. Nigga's not rapping.
And people really are getting his ass because he's been running his mouth about Black Americans. You know, we're not connected to our culture, and we ain't.
And that's a whole other conversation. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said recently, he was saying that we're not whole because we're not connected to Africa and XYZ, but you never hear anybody say that about Jamaicans and other Caribbeans. They got off on different bus stops sold by Burna Boy's people, right?
Uh-oh.
For guns and trinkets, right? You don't ever hear anybody say Jamaicans and Dominicans don't have culture. It's like, my nigga, they got on a different bus stop. Why are we always getting bullied? Because we got off on the last stop.
So is this like kind of like the appropriation conversation?
It's the appropriation conversation. We're not whole without Africa. And while you're saying all this while you're wearing woo wear, while you're rapping, while you're doing music videos in front of street graffiti art.
Wearing Timbs.
Let's hear more about Africa. Wearing Timbs. Let's hear more about that culture that makes you feel so whole. Let's hear about it. And Afrobeats was pioneered by, what's his name? Fela Kuti? I think his name is Fela Kuti.
I don't
was
know.
pioneered by Fela Kuti. And the crazy thing is he went to America to study like the funk movement. And he was like, oh, this shit is groovy. And went back to Africa and created Afrobeats. I don't want to hear about y'all's amazing culture and all this shit you so proud of is eating off us.
I think the reason why people are allowed to do it though is because they're black. And hip hop is a black genre. It was pioneered by created and pioneered by black people. So if you see a black person rapping, you're just going to be like, oh yeah, he's a rapper. Allow him to rap.
Yeah, but this is my problem is like, you know, for example, Carnival's this weekend. Carnival is like a Caribbean music, Afro beats kind of festival that they have. I think it was in New Orleans. There was another one. I think it was in the UK.
Right. The first time I figured out what that was when I saw Rihanna go down to Carnival. And you know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about when I say that.
All types of twerking and all types of crazy, like
Thick
wild
Anna?
outfits. And
You remember Thick Anna?
yeah, remember Thick Anna? Yeah, that was a whole transformation, a whole mode. She was flexing on niggas. That's all I gotta say.
But what were you saying?
Yeah, like people on Twitter talking about, yeah, you Black Americans, this is for Caribbeans, this is for Jamaicans, this is for Africans.
They're like, don't come
all
down
right,
here.
cool. I better not see you at Rolling Loud. And they're gonna be like, oh, but the white people go to Rolling Loud. They're still Americans.
There's a lot of white people that go to Rolling Loud.
They're Americans though. So I better not see you at Rolling Loud. I better not see you at things like the Taste of LA. Anything that has to do with African American, Black American, FBA, Freedmen, whatever you want, everything that has to do with our history, I better not see you there. That's all I gotta say. Don't show me like we all black. I don't want to hear we all black if I can't go to Carnival. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, you know that's not gonna stop black people. That's not gonna stop black people from going down to Carnival, bro.
No, it's not gonna stop shit. It's just this is Twitter babble. But I still get mad. It still makes me mad.
Niggas gonna be everywhere, even in Paris. Woo, that transition. You want to go to Kanye West?
Niggas in Paris. Speaking of Kanye West, man,
you don't see where I'm coming from. I thought that was a dope ass transition.
I like that. That was a dope ass transition. Well, I thought they were in Italy though.
No, they were, but Kanye went. Niggas in Paris.
Niggas in Paris.
Niggas in Paris too. You know what I mean?
It's still Europe, so niggas in Paris, right?
No, but was he getting sloppy toppy? That's the conversation.
For those who don't know, there was an image of Kanye like sitting on like a really nice looking riverboat. He was sitting on the edge, and his just ass was out. It was like his pants were down, right? And he's sitting there, and then there's another picture where you see his wife's head low near his crotch.
Near his nether regions.
And it's just out in public. Like,
wait, you forgot the part. You forgot the part where he had his hand around the back of her head.
I didn't know he had his. I didn't even remember seeing that.
That is the prime receiving sloppy toppy position. There is no way in hell anybody can say that this man wasn't getting head in fucking public on this goddamn river. No questions about it.
He's lost his mind.
Now, this is my thing, though, because we know Kanye whenever he starts wilding out, what does that mean? There is an album on the way. Yeah. Yes. This man is so fucking devious when it comes to marketing for his rollouts. Yeah. And we talked about it last week. He's working on music.
Yeah.
This is part of the rollout.
And this is the beginning. That's the crazy part. Expect the fuckery to ramp up. This is him literally laying the foundation for the fuckery, and the cherry on top is the album. But we have to build all the fuckery to get the cherry. We only here for the cherry.
But bro, that would be an amazing experience. I don't know if I'd be able to like be out in public getting head. I mean, paparazzi, they were getting all them flicks. I don't know if I'd be out in public getting head. But if there was nobody around, getting head on the river in Italy would be beautiful. Excuse me. Beautiful. That would be beautiful.
She's a beautiful woman. His new wife, she looks a lot like him.
The Kim K. She's the Kim K copy.
I didn't realize she was like 28 too. I thought she was like in her 30s.
Niggas, all these old ass 40, 50-year-old niggas, even Joe Budden. I was asking you about that today. Did you see what I sent you? Joe Budden was taking a picture with his girl. Isn't she like around our age too?
I don't know, man, because I was looking it up and some was saying 28, some was saying like 30, some. I have no idea.
Young woman though. All these old ass niggas love these young ass women. She definitely
looks late 20s to like maybe mid 30s, and she just looks young.
Leo loves these young ass women. There's something about that we need a little Freudian psychology when it comes down to the old ass man, one of these young ass women. There's something weird about that. We don't have to get into it though.
Don't you think it's just? Oh, we don't have to get into it.
What were you gonna say though?
I'll just say, don't you think it's just prime men want prime women?
Prime.
And some people will say, what I mean by prime men is like in terms of things that make you attractive, like in a sexual marketplace. So if you're in good shape,
money,
and you're a rich guy,
Kanye not in no good shape. Joe Budden ain't in no good shape. Leo is not even in good shape. These niggas is full. These niggas is thick.
Yeah. But I think they got clout and status.
They got Kanye, money. Is what you mean.
All you gonna do is show up and be like Kanye, and a lot of women, 20-something women, gonna be bucking their eyes. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Like
that probably is what it is. I honestly think it's a little pedophile-ish.
What does a 20-something-year-old dude actually have, like money-wise? You've been out of college like
nothing.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, most often nothing.
Versus a 30-something-year-old dude, probably got the full beard grown in. Maybe works out more and takes care of himself more than the 20-some-year-old dude, and got money and got his own house. I think women like older men. I think
and women like older men, and that is true. That is true. Maybe I'm wrong because I thought it was like they just predatory.
Yeah. Like I've seen with my own eyes a whole bunch of women our age dating like 30-some-year-old men. 35, 36,
Nah, bro.
37.
Even
You'd be
back in all the
surprised.
way back in middle school, bro. My little 12, 13-year-old ass had a friend and she said she was dating a guy that was already in college.
Which is wild.
Dude, that's disgusting. I hope they weren't.
wild.
I hope they weren't doing nothing.
Which is wild.
I hope they weren't doing nothing too much.
Which is where's Chris Hansen?
Where's Chris Hansen?
Let me preface it.
Chris Hansen.
I'm getting my phone out. Yo, Chris.
Pull up,
I got
Chris.
an address for you.
Pull up, Chris. Chris got to pull up on Kanye.
And you know, to finish this topic,
Yeah.
we got to reference Umar. Umar was wilding. He was like,
what he called it?
He said Kanye Snow Money gets caught trying to gummy bear his Shango stick.
I wish we still kept the titles for our episodes because what is it? That would be a perfect title. What is it? What did we call it?
Gummy bear his Shango
Gummy
stick.
bear
or
Shango stick. That would be hilarious. Oh my God. What happened?
The Shango stick.
You were
That'd
saying
be the
something
title.
about Dr. Umar got in trouble too. What happened with that?
Yeah, he got banned off TikTok because I guess
He
was,
got banned
was
off
scheduled
TikTok.
to have a debate with a woman he thought was, let me specific term, like a cis woman.
Right.
And he found out the woman was a transgender woman. So he was doing his Umar antics where he was like, I didn't know that I would be debating with a surgically altered male. I didn't know that I would be debating with a surgically altered male.
And so they
I
got him
didn't
for
know.
hate.
You know how he does.
They
Like,
got
he'll
him
just
for
repeat-
hate speech.
They got him for like hate speech. Yeah, they got him for hate speech and got his ass out of here. But
Is
here's
that
the thing.
hate speech?
I only saw a snippet of that. They only showed a preview. They said it triggered a whole hour-long rant once he discovered that.
From
who he would
him?
be debating. From him. So
Oh
he
my
probably
God,
said some
nigga.
other wild, and they said this is like one of his craziest rants. So he probably was like, Kanye'd out with the whole like Nazi thing and went hard. He went hard with the hate. And
Is
then
it?
TikTok
Is
got his
that
ass
hate
out of here.
speech? He called her surgically altered
A
male.
socially altered male.
That's hate speech.
I
That's
think
hate speech.
I think that's hate speech because it's you're not respecting the person's pronouns, and on social media they will get in your ass. I think that's hate speech.
That's hate speech for sure. If I was on someone's TikTok live and they were like, I didn't realize, if they didn't see my face or whatever, and they were like, I didn't realize I'm talking to a genetically mutated human.
Or if there was like,
I didn't know you were black.
I didn't realize I was talking to a deeply melanated Negro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
something like that.
Probably something like that.
Something like
I
that.
didn't realize I was talking to a dark Negro.
It was coming though. It was coming because this guy is always. I mean, he might not go on hour-long rants about it, but we already been known Dr. Umar has some homophobia and some transphobia.
Nah, yeah, he been deeply homophobic.
been
the trans
on
part, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, we already been knowing that. So it was coming to him. It was coming.
He's
to him.
basically like a black conservative doesn't support the white supremacy. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
yes,
if we just lived in a country with just black people and we weren't dealing with like racial battles for economic resources,
he wouldn't be
stuff
popular.
Like that,
Yeah,
he wouldn't be popular because it'd be nothing. His whole thing would be over. There's no white supremacy to fight. But he would be a black conservative in every sense of the word. If you get what I'm saying?
Right. But no, what do we want to get to? Let me talk about this thing that some nigga said. What a way to intro the topic. Let me talk about this thing that I think his name is Noah Lyles. Let me pull this up here because I got some audio that I want to play from this. He said something about the NBA regarding world championships. The Olympics is going on in track and field, and he has some comments to say about it. Let me play this for you guys.
NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States?
They
Don't get me
laughing.
wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have
the
almost
world.
every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Yeah, he was talking about the fact that he was upset about the fact that the NBA regards their NBA Finals championship as the world championship. Basically, what he's saying is it shouldn't be considered a world championship because, well, you're not going up against people that are from outside of the United States. And my only question is, does he even watch the NBA? The last three, first of all, I can even start here. The MVP of the NBA Finals from just this year was somebody who is not from the United States of America. And then on top of that, on top of that, the last three MVPs of the entire NBA league were not from the fucking United States of America. People wear their flags. There's so many there's great foreign players that play not just now in the modern NBA, all time.
They're taking over. Yeah. And what other league is in any realm of the imagination comparable to the NBA? The NBA is a world stage.
Yes.
And the best foreign players are trickling in. So at
you
this
go
point,
to the NBA to display your
stage.
talents. Yes.
Yeah.
What is he fucking talking about? If I'm a player and I fucking play, and it's weird because this guy's from the United States. That's the weirdest part about it. It's like you're talking about how you watch the NBA Finals. Like, you obviously don't. If you're the best player in like Germany or the best player in like, I don't even fucking know, France or something. You're the best player in your country. You're the best player in your league. Where the fuck are you gonna go? What's the next step after you become the best?
So you can get some real bread. You can get some serious bread.
Yes.
And compete against the best.
And so you can compete against the best. So what the fuck is he talking about?
I remember.
Yeah.
I was watching. I know this is an anime. There's a basketball anime, and their whole goal was like, man, we're gonna make it out, go to play college ball, and then we're gonna get to the NBA.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, like that's you can't tell me that mindset is not in other countries.
Yes. And I do understand what he's talking about because like it's not a world organization. Like it's a globally known organization, but it's not a global organization. So I get where he's coming from on that. But it's at the same time, it's like he's talking about people not wearing their flags and stuff like that. Like I can name so many fucking great NBA players to where people literally who are in the NBA sphere of conversation literally have the conversation about, is the NBA being taken over by foreign players? Because they're that fucking impactful now. Sha'Carri Richardson even said that she agreed with the guy. And I'm like, y'all obviously do not watch the NBA if you think that there's no foreign players that are representing their countries in the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo is from Greece. Joel Embiid is from Cameroon. Nikola Jokic is I think he's from Serbia. Like, you could go on and on. I said Doncic. Did I say Doncic? I didn't even say Luka Doncic.
I don't think you said Doncic.
Like, bro, what are we talking about? You can go all the way back to the 90s. Dirk. I think he's from Germany or something.
And I see where they're coming from, though, because they probably just think it's like some American exceptionalism, like we're the best, we're the greatest. But like,
yeah,
fact,
which
like
is a problem.
objectively, there's no other. Like, it'd be different if there was like China had a league that was like doing so fucking well,
right?
You know that it's even if they're recruiting players from around the world like the NBA is doing. If there was like several leagues that were doing that big, I think at a certain point they would just hold their own world tournament.
Like niggas
on their own.
Niggas make jokes about
That's what I'm saying.
When you fail in the NBA, niggas make jokes about, oh, they're gonna ship them to China. They literally make jokes about that because you're not gonna do nothing over there. No one cares about fucking whatever China's league is. I don't know what it's called. No one cares. No one even cares about watching people in like the FIBA tournament that's going on right now. Or like maybe Olympic basketball, people care a little bit more. That's another thing. We didn't even talk about Olympic basketball. Like we dominate.
Yes. Dominate.
If I'm sending Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, I could go on and on. Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade. If I'm sending all these players to go play in the Olympics against the best players from any other country, we are shitting on them.
And we shit on them in years where they send just like mid-level NBA players. Or am I wrong about that?
No, we do. We shit on anybody.
We've lost before. We had an upset, but like
not when we send our best. On the team. I sound like Donald Trump. They're not sending their best.
When we don't send our best and we smoke these guys. We don't send our best and we smoke these guys.
We probably might even win the tournament this year. And the best player I think that's on the team this year for the World Cup is like Anthony Edwards, who is literally like a third-year player in the league, who has done nothing in the league. And he's still cooking. He's cooking everyone. And on top of that, he's going against other NBA players. Because like I mentioned, this fucking idiot doesn't understand that, I suppose. There's other NBA players that you would just assume are American players that don't represent the United States when they go and play for their country. They play for their country that they were born in or that they're native from. So the United States of America, we play against other NBA players in other countries, and we still fucking win. So I don't even understand what he's fucking talking about. And it's strange. He's an American. And he's talking like that. That's strange. I'm not with like the nationalist shit.
Clearly, it was just an ignorant take. That's all I can think of.
Very ignorant take.
If you have to wonder now if that foreigners are taking over, this is the world stage. I don't really know there really isn't anything else to say.
Not at all. It's almost as ignorant as what
stage.
Charles Barkley said about how like the United States needs to lose because imagine what it would do for the popularity of basketball, and quote these little third world countries.
And he was talking about France
were to win. Yeah, he said you mentioned
and there's
France,
a whole rebellion in Africa going on about France and their exploitation of their economy and resources. Like that does not sound like we're talking about a third world country if they got that much power.
That was almost as ignorant as that statement. Dumbass niggas. Some niggas need to stay shut the fuck up. Where do we want to go? What do we want to do next?
Let's move into the video game industry joining the movie industry on strike.
Oh yeah. SAG. So yeah. SAG, obviously we've talked about it here, and I'm sure a lot of people already are aware. There's a writers and actors strike that's going on in Hollywood right now, and they're trying to get the video game industry involved in terms of like the voice actors for video games and like the people that they screen capture to use the animations and the movements for the animation of video games. They want to get those actors involved as well. So what that means, if they do, they have to take a vote on it in order to see if they're going to join forces with SAG, but in that strike. But what that would mean is that the video game industry probably would be put on pause, right? Like,
dude, motion captures everything,
and they don't have any voice actors, so it would just stop. It would just stop. So they're going to take away. See, these fucking production companies, these fucking greedy ass production companies, are not willing to just give them little, like 4 to 8% wage increases. They're so fucking 10 toes down about that they are going to eliminate for like, I don't even know how long this is going to go on. They're going to eliminate movies. They're going to eliminate TV shows. And now they're going to fucking eliminate video games. What the fuck are we supposed to do for the next year? What the fuck is there to do?
Everything you can think of is put on pause. Even current games. If they want to do new animations, they can't do it. You want a new character in Apex with new animations? Oh, well.
Can do it. Bro, imagine a world for the next year. We're not going to have any fucking movies, no TV, no video games come out. I don't understand what the fuck am I supposed to do with my life? What am I supposed to do?
A lot of YouTube podcasts and a lot of weird TikTok videos that don't involve any of that.
Yeah, watch the Top Tier Podcast every Monday at
the Top Tier Podcast.
7 a.m., baby. Yeah, I guess you guys can watch that.
I'm happy for them, though. I mean, get your bag, man. They're fucking over these writers.
They're fucking everybody over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're writing these amazing stories, and they're like, here's $1,000, here's $1,000, and here's a penny every quarter for your royalties. Like,
dude, come on, man.
Writers should get, and I think 1% is low, but writers should get at least 1% of the profit. I feel.
I thought they were asking for like 4%, like in some areas, and like 8%, and like just overall increase. And then they were like talking about like healthcare and stuff like that, just like ordinary benefits and stuff like that, right?
I think that's what they're talking about, but like I still feel like they're getting robbed.
Just like simple shit.
If you can't even get a percentage point of the profits and you wrote the story, like if you didn't write it as well as you did, it wouldn't exceed it as much as it did.
It's fucking disgusting. I thought you were going to be a little bit more upset, honestly, because they taking the video games away. I understand how much of a gamer you are.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset, but like I got other things I got to do and got to focus on. And there are plenty of games that already completed games that I haven't beaten. I got a whole backlog on Steam.
That's true.
So at least that's going to allow me to slow down and, hey, let me get my money's worth I've been wasting for years on Steam games I never beat.
That's true.
It's going to lead to a lot of people going back and beating games they never completed.
All right, what else we got? What else we got today?
The last thing I wanted to get on and cover is Mitch McConnell freezing up again.
McConnell.
He was looking crazy, bro.
What are these old ass people still doing?
Old ass retirement, because and I saw someone talk about this whole thing with Mitch, and there was like the Boomer generation. I think he's from the silent generation too. He's even older than
how old is he? Mitch. Like 80 something.
Dude is in his late 80s. I promise you, early 90s.
Gotta be. Show to act like it.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
He's 81. Okay. He's a little younger than
He's still 81, nigga. People retire at 65. The fuck?
Retire at 65. But he was like, people are saying that like we're literally watching boomers and the silent generation. They refuse to let the young people take over unless you just like a Ben Shapiro type of nigga.
Bro, they gripping that shit.
They're
tight.
holding on to that tight.
Tight.
They are so afraid. Even like, some of the younger Republicans who are just all in the dogma, like Vivek Ramaswamy, he recently was talking about upping the voter age to 25.
Why?
They do not want the younger generation having any kind
that's
of say,
'cause they see it.
having any kind of power.
That's because they see it. We all, bro, our generation is about to change a lot of shit. When we get the power, when we like 40 something years old, we gonna get all the power and we changing this shit all the way fucking around. And that's what they don't want because we gonna fuck up the entire system. And that's what they don't want. So that's probably the reason why all these fucking people are like, and it's probably like a plot, honestly. Like, you think there's some like controversy behind it?
Oh, with him,
You
a
think
lot of
there's,
people
like,
have been
some
making
conspiracy?
jokes. A lot of people are making some jokes. They're doing voodoo and putting voodoo roots on him and shit and fucking with him, getting his ass for all the evil he's committed.
Because even look at Joe Biden, his old ass, running again. It's almost like these niggas, it's almost like someone's forcing them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was
Yes.
saying he froze because people were like doing voodoo on him. But
And
like in terms of them running,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just they're easy to manipulate when they get to Biden age. I feel like Biden is like the experiment. And it's like, shit, we just keep bringing them up, making them older and older and older, and bring in some advisors that they think are, good, but they're actually running the country.
And
They're
it's
actually
very
pulling the
obvious,
strings.
like a lot of these old people, even Feinstein, like she's fucking like, she can't even fucking move. She can't even fucking talk or move. There's something there where it's like, it's almost like they're being like, they have like they're puppets or something like that. Like they're being controlled by somebody like, yeah, you need to run again. Like this is a very important spot. Like you hold a very important position in politics. We need you to keep this spot. We need you to run again. You're gonna win. You're gonna get your $200,000 check at the end of the year. Go ahead and run again, Mitch. Go ahead and run again.
Corporations run this nation. When they're able to lobby
course.
against whatever they want to lobby against, and there's no actual hardcore guidelines against it, they run the country.
They probably sign contracts like how they do in the NBA. Like, if you win by this margin, we'll pay you this type of bonus. It's probably, I'm telling you, bro, there's probably like some type of conspiracy going. There's a conspiracy afoot. I'm telling you.
So we know that, but I feel like it's just even easier to manipulate. It's like Joe Biden don't even know what the fuck is going on. It's like, hey, Joe, sign this paperwork. We'll give you, $100 million at the end of the year.
Niggas got dementia. They don't know what the fuck
he don't know what the
on.
fuck is going on. All he heard was $100 million. Okay. Oh,
Remember when he was stumbling and fumbling and falling over every single time in the beginning of his term? Whatever happened to that? How all of a sudden is Joe Biden just like, he's just sharper? He not stumbling. How?
maybe they got him some better doctor,
Better meds.
fix his gut health. I don't know what
They got him on some medication. Is what? There's actual people out here that think he's like a clone too. Can you believe that? Like I know we talking conspiracies, but like we're not taking it that far. Like for real,
It reminds me of this show. I only saw one episode of it. It's called Inside Job, and it's literally like the whole show is just like every conspiracy theory you can think of. It's like one group of people, and they actually do it. It's like a company, and they actually like
Illuminati.
They like turn the president to a robot, and they just talk about this wild shit. Like, yeah, we did that. Yeah, JFK. Oh yeah, we did that. Like, oh yeah, I got the paperwork for it over there. Like they just eat that. Like they are like when they talk about the Illuminati, they talking about us.
Yeah. So wait, but in terms of like the Mitch McConnell thing, because like I have heard a lot of people talk about like how, and I agree, like how we need term limits on these positions. Like we have term limits for like the president.
Yes.
Why don't we have term limits for like senators or anybody that's in lower stages of government?
I don't know. I honestly don't get why. Because it makes sense to me that you always want new blood coming in. You don't want some
New ideas.
bought in new ideas. You don't
Isn't
want
that
some
what
bought and
America
paid
is
for
based off
politician.
of? Just new ideas and invention, right? That's what they say, right?
Right.
So why
Like,
wouldn't you want that in politics?
Like, imagine how much you can manipulate and set up if you've been in office for like 15 to 20 years.
Longer than that. I'm sure Mitch
what I'm
McConnell,
saying.
bro, Joe Biden at least has been in politics since the 70s.
Yeah.
50 years. You know how much shit you could plot? You could have like 10-year long just diabolical plans. Like
Exactly.
everything's going according to plan. My 10-year plan.
It's
Bro.
just too easy. It's just too easy to manipulate and play games. Like you can redraw districts, like when they gerrymander, they redraw districts to be in their favor. So they'll like cut out all the black people out and then get all the like, real redneck districts and make it one super district for themselves. So
Just
when they run, they
diabolical.
always win. When they win, they always win. Or they'll include the black district, but they'll draw all the redneck districts, make sure they have more people, and then talk crazy, talking points, and they win. And they never lose. They always win. They manipulate
Simply
it.
diabolical.
They'll set it up.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Top Tier Podcast. This has been another great one. You can know the drill. Catch us same place, same time next week for the new episode. We'll catch you then.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.
Peace.
Okay.